Hi everyone, I'm Dr. Preeti Sharma and I'm sharing the screen today with Dr. Vaibhav, who recently cleared the FMG exam and he's got an amazing score of 240, which is an unimaginable score for any FMG aspirant. But I think Dr. Vaibhav, you've achieved that, and heartiest congratulations from the entire team of Prep Ladder. Asking you a very cliche question, but how are you feeling right now?
It feels so surreal sharing screen with you, and I never imagined that I'm gonna score 240. But all thanks to the prep ladder and all these amazing teachers, with their guidance, I could achieve my dream. Thank you so much.
Very, very humble of you, but I'm sure 240 is not just our effort. We have a very minor role to play in it because ultimately it's the students' own hard work and dedication that gets the student through. So I'm sure a lot of hard work has gone into it. So I would want you to give yourself and your parents a lot of credit for this entire journey and share some snippets of that journey with us also. So let us know, when did you start studying? Were you more of a main videos or a rapid revision person? We would love to know about your strategy.
Actually, I started studying from prep ladder during my college years. So what I used to do was watch the main videos during my college time, so I can build the concepts and prepare for my classes as well during the college
Mm.
time. During now exam time, I focus on revising concisely so that I don't get lost in this huge syllabus. So main thing was watch rapid revision videos, revise that, and do LLR, and then recall everything that I remember. And if I'm missing something, then again watching those bits again, so that I purposely distribute my time for the revision.
So, right. So, I'm assuming in the last 5 to 6 months, you were heavily dependent on rapid revision and LRR, that is the video source. But how did you integrate that with the QBank? Were you doing the main QBank or rapid revision QBank? And how were you analyzing the explanations?
I started with the main Cubanks first because beginning of the
Hmm.
preparation took a lot of time. So I was studying whichever topic I was preparing and then solving the Cubans and then reading the explanations. I was listening to the audio cues in the version X so that I can see where I am lacking and which concept is not clear so that I can focus on that part and leave which I know I am pretty confident in that.
Okay, so there must have been some topics in the QBank which were extra apart from the rapid revision videos. So were you adding them in your notes or skipping them? What was your approach?
I was adding them if I feel like, oh, it is relevant to my
Hmm.
preparation in the FMGs, and some they were questions I think for the INI. So I was not
Correct.
heavily focusing on that so that I don't get distracted on those rare things and focusing on the main 70 to 80% syllabus. So I can keep revising that again and again.
So on an average, how many questions, if I take you into the last 3 months before your exam, how many questions were you solving on an average on a daily basis?
I think I started solving by 100 questions daily in the morning, and before going to the bed, as much energy I have, sometimes 50, sometimes 100 again. So overall, I think 200 questions I was
Wow,
practicing.
that's great. So what about your GTs? Were you scared of the GTs or were you regular with them?
Initially, I was scared of them, but I promised myself that no matter how the GT score is, no matter what, I need to give it and analyze myself where
Wow.
which subjects I'm lacking or which subjects I'm confident. So that was the thing that never ever leave GT, no matter what, how confident I am feeling or how low I am. So I gave all GTs
So
regular.
GTs were once a month or once in 2 weeks? What was your frequency like?
I think it was once a month.
Okay. And analysis also you were doing on the same day?
Yeah, same day.
So
After
how were you covering 300 questions? कोई strategy था that I'll first do the incorrects, or how were you approaching those GT questions?
first I started with those incorrects and then again subject wise I was
Oh,
looking. These were my I knew these answers, these topics and concepts are clear, and where I did that exclusion thing. So I was like, oh no, I need to go and look back these concepts and make clear I get these correct. every time, and then incorrect again, and these topics I need to revise again and again. That
Mhm.
is the duties.
So does giving a GT give you a sense of direction after giving a GT? Do you know that, okay, these are the topics that I have to revise more, and can you change your strategy depending on your performance in a GT?
Absolutely, GTs helps amazingly well when you're preparing 19 subjects. It help you analyze which subject you need to give more focus, which I can do better later. I'm confident in this subject. So I think GTs are the must when you're preparing for the exam.
And I'm so glad students will get to hear it from one of our toppers, because most students are scared of giving grand tests only because they're scared of the outcome, that what if we don't cross the 150 mark. And I think getting over that scare, like Dr. Weber has told us, is so important. So although you've got an amazing score of 240, students would think that you did not have any weak subject. But I know that as a student, everyone has their weak points which they have to work on. So if I divide this question into paper one and paper two, which were your challenging subjects during your preparation and how did you approach them?
I think for me, the most challenging subject was biochemistry. I think it's for all the med students.
Agreed.
But all I did was not to grasp everything which is in the biochemistry. I tried sections which topics are important for my exam, and I kept revising those topics and doing cubing side by side. So I know, did I understood those concepts or not? Do I
Mhm.
revise it again or not? So cubing and plus revising those things. And if I miss some topics, so I was like, I'll go and watch either RR video, or if I have time, I will go watch main video so that I can clear my concept for that topic.
Okay, so paper one was biochemistry. Any subject from paper two?
Paper two, I would think there were some clinical questions which were confusing in the options.
Correct.
So I think revising those basic concepts, sometimes we feel like during preparation, oh, I know this stuff, and this is so basic, but these basic things get confusing during the exam. So I would suggest who are
Solve
giving.
more clinical questions. Right. Okay. So also, if I make you time travel a little, in the last 1.5 month before the exam, when it is not possible to revise everything, what were your sources that you were relying on the basis of which you could revise everything in 30 to 40 days?
I think the notes I made during uh, earlier 3 4 months from the RR or the LLR, and I was reading simultaneously the main notes. I was revising them, and again, there's those YouTube sessions of image-based questions and LLR things, and especially this time those 100 one-liner questions.
Online.
Yes, so all these mixed bag of all these things I was focusing on the last day.
That is exactly our thought process when we plan these sessions, whether it is one liners or the IBQs, because we know that it's very difficult for a student to revise, say, 200 pages of pathology, but revising a 2 hour lecture definitely becomes easier. Although you are one of our toppers, we assume that you've been very motivated all throughout the journey, but there must have been some days when you were down and out, not motivated enough to study, not gotten your best GT score. So how did you bring yourself back on track on those days, especially?
For me, music is my another medicine that heals me. So if
Amazing.
that day I felt that this is not my day, so I quit studying. I'll take a break for 1 day or 2 day. I'll listen to music, go out, talks with friends, parents, especially they've been supporting all these years, and they are my one of the amazing friends with whom I can talk and share all of my thoughts.
So who's your favorite singer? Whom do you listen to when you're at the lowest of your life?
For me, the Coldplay bands.
Great. So I think now that the exam is over, you can manifest a Coldplay concert also for yourself.
Yes.
Great, great. That's so nice to know. It's so important to have something which is non-academic. There are people whom I've seen who are only into studies for 14 to 16 hours, and that results in a lot of mental fatigue and burnout. But like music was something which could take your mind off studies for a while. That is so nice. Just one last thing. If I take you down to the last week before the exam, I'm making you time travel a lot, but last week before the exam, where no one knows what to study, sometimes even LRR becomes a little difficult to cover up. Did you have any 20th notebook that you prepared which you were revising? Because a lot of buzz around the 20th workbook is going around.
Actually, I focused majorly on the cube and solving the PV by Qs
Perfect.
in the last week. So I know if these questions get repeated, for sure
Hmm.
so that was my strategy.
Okay, so your PYQs were your 20th notebook in a way.
Yes.
Great, great. Thank you so much, Dr. Weber, for sharing your strategy. Before I end this session, the stage is all yours. Any teachers, family, friends, anyone whom you want to thank, because this score and this video goes down in history as one of the extremely high scores that someone has got in FMG. So, any gratitude messages that you want to give out?
Thank you so much, all the prep-led faculty, especially you. You
Thank you.
made microbiology and pathology just a simple comic things, it felt so nice and easy to revise and everything. And Dr. Marva, the legend of the medicine, and especially I would like to thank Dr. Shonali for making OBGYN so conceptual and so easy, and all my friends and family who were
Okay.
there all the time.
I think that's the most important support system, and I will convey your messages to the respective faculties also. They'll be more than happy to hear this. And thank you so much, Dr. Weber, for sharing your journey with us, for letting us be a part of your journey. It's a complete honor for us. And wishing you all the very best for every exam, everything that you pursue in future. We know we have a bright young medico in front of us who's here to achieve much greater things in life. So wishing you all the very best for it.
So much, man.